Most people don't fail at exercise because they're lazy, they fail because they didn't have the right system. I learned the hard way through injury, burnout, and becoming a dad. I went from training for Hyrox with CrossFit style HIIT in the morning, cycling and running in the evening, to stripping it back when my son was born, and then, after a back injury, my mornings became nothing more than a gentle walk. But here's the point, the system survived, not because it was rigid, but because it was adaptive, and that's what I want to share with you today. At first, my goals were purely exercise-based: compete in Hyrox, complete an ultra, and run a marathon. But then life added new goals. When my son was born, family became the priority. At work, learning and career growth took the front seat. And after my back injury, the priority became long-term health and recovery. The lesson? Goals shift. If your system can't adapt, it breaks. And if you confuse the short-term goals with the long-term ones, you end up wasting energy. My system was built on 3 kinds of information: formal sources such as books, YouTube, and structured plans from Wattbike; personal data, so my Strava logs, but also my injuries and back pain; and also other people's knowledge, so conversations with coaches, friends, and other people who'd done the races before me. 2 breakthroughs really changed everything. 1, I joined a cycling club, and suddenly I was surrounded by people much better than me. That environment pulled me up fast. It forced me to train harder, ride smarter, and see what was possible. 2, the Wattbike plan. This was my first real introduction to progressive overload. It taught me recovery wasn't optional. I wasn't a machine, I was a biological system. Stress plus rest equals growth. Those ways completely changed the way I thought about training. So once you have a model, you can start making predictions. Here's what I learned. Running every day gets you injured. Training in the mornings made habits stick. Stick to the plan even when motivation is low means that progress compounds. And overshoot means that the system pushes back with fatigue or injury. And the deeper lesson, short-term goals feel urgent, but they're often not the most important. Yes, the race or events matter, but in reality, health, family, and career matter more. And if you orientate towards the long-term goals, you waste less energy chasing distractions. My plan went through phases. Hyrox phase. This was the most intense. On 3 weekdays, I would do a 1-hour HIIT session, a 1-hour cycle, and then a 30-minute run, all on the same day. Then on weekends, I'd stack in a long run over 10k plus 2 long rides over 60 km each. I even loved the idea of getting wintered from stoicism, so I'd seek out long rides in the cold and wet. That mindset really toughened me up both physically and mentally. Then there was the dad phase. I rebalanced. I dropped the double and triple sessions and focused on just 1 session in the morning, usually HIIT. That freed up the evenings for family and gave me more time for learning and career development in the morning. Then there was the back injury phase. Now my mornings are a gentle walk, and that's okay. Because right now the system's job is to protect my health and keep me consistent. And here's what gave me comfort. I wasn't going to be the best in the world at cycling, running, or Hyrox because I wasn't willing to sacrifice my career, my relationship, or my family for it. I built redundancy into the system, so when my goals shifted, I had the capacity to redirect. Review is where adaptiveness comes alive. Every week I ask, what did Strava show me? How does my back feel? Did this week's training clash or support my family and career? And then I revise. During Hyrox, it told me that I was overshooting. Every rupture wasn't a failure. It was feedback, a signal to evolve the system. So that's my exercise system. From Hyrox to cycling clubs, from fatherhood balance to back injury recovery, the details have changed, but the framework has stayed the same. Clarify your goals, but expect them to evolve. Build models from data, books, and people. Predict outcomes, both gains and risks. Plan and act consistently. Review and revise as life shifts. And here's the most important lesson. Build redundancy into your system. Because life will always throw new priorities at you, and if you've kept some capacity in the tank, you can always redirect it. That's why I never saw not being the best in the world at exercise as a loss. It was a design choice, a conscious trade-off. Because exercise isn't just about building a stronger body. It's about building a system that adapts, balances your goals, and still moves your system forward. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to check out more from me, don't forget to check out this one here. Thanks.